A friend of mine called me one night absolutely convinced a girl was playing games with him. She'd go warm, then cold. Text back fast, then disappear for a day. And he was spiraling, reading it as rejection, ready to walk away from the whole thing. So I asked him one question. I said, when you're actually in the room with her, in person, what does she do? And he went quiet for a second and said, honestly, she doesn't leave my side. And that's when I told him what I'm about to tell you. He was reading the wrong data. He was staring at the text and ignoring the body, and the body never lies. See, here's what took me years and one very humbling rejection to finally understand. People can control their words. They can control their text. They can play it cool over a screen all day long. But in person, in real time, the signals leak out faster than the brain can catch them. And once you know what those signals are, you stop guessing and you start seeing. So let's get into it. Sign 1. Their eyes get darker around you. I don't mean their mood, I mean literally, physically darker. When someone looks at something their brain finds attractive, their pupils dilate. They expand. It's a reflex wired so deep you can't fake it and you can't stop it. The eyes open up to take in more of what they want to see, and it has a real effect because dilated pupils are part of why someone can just feel more drawn to you without being able to explain why. So in a close conversation, in decent light, glance at their eyes. If the dark center looks wide and open when they're locked onto you, that's not romance novel nonsense. That's a documented physical response and it's pointing straight at you. Sign 2, they engineer the one-on-one. This one is huge and almost nobody notices it happening. When someone is into you, they will quietly, almost invisibly, work to get you alone. Not in a creepy way. In a, hey, I'm gonna grab a coffee, you wanna come? In the way they somehow end up sitting next to you every single time. A group of 6 becomes a conversation of 2 without anyone deciding it. People do not waste that kind of effort on someone they're neutral about. Carving you out of the crowd takes intention, and intention is the whole game. So pay attention to who keeps ending up beside you when the room rearranges itself. If it keeps being the same person, that's not luck. That's design. Sign 3, the flicker when you mention someone else. This is one of the most honest tells there is because it happens before they can hide it. Mention another person you spent time with, drop a name, talk about a date you went on, and watch their face for half a second. If there's a flicker, a tiny drop in energy, oh, that's cool, that lands a beat too flat. A quick subject change, that's information. Not because you want them to be jealous, but because jealousy is the brain admitting it had a claim it didn't know it was making. People don't feel that little sting over someone they don't care about. The flicker is the part of them that hoped you were available answering a question you didn't ask out loud. Sign 4, they tease you. I missed this one for the longest time because on the surface it looks like the opposite of attraction. But playful teasing, the light jabs, the inside joke at your expense, the nickname that only they use, that's not them putting you down. That's them building a private little world that only the 2 of you live in. Teasing creates intimacy. It says we're close enough that I can poke at you and you'll get it. Strangers are polite. People who like you mess with you. So if there's someone who's always giving you a hard time in that warm, smiling, can't quite hide it way, don't read it as them not being interested. Read it as them trying to build something with you that nobody else gets to be part of. Sign 5, they inconvenience themselves for you. This is the one that cuts through all the noise because talk is cheap and effort isn't. Anyone can give you attention when it costs them nothing. But when someone goes out of their way, drives the long route to drop you home, stays up late even though they're exhausted, remembers you wanted something and actually shows up with it, that's the brain assigning you a value most people never get. I remember someone driving 40 minutes in the wrong direction just so the conversation we were having didn't have to end yet. At the time I thought, that's nice of her. Looking back, nice had nothing to do with it. We don't burn that kind of energy for people who don't matter. When someone keeps choosing the harder option just to stay close to you, that choice is the confession. For a long time, I was the guy staring at my phone trying to decode a text that said nothing, while ignoring everything that happened when we were actually together. And the day it finally clicked for me was the day I stopped looking for proof in the words and started reading the behavior, the eyes that open up, the way they pull you out of the crowd, the flicker when you mention someone else, the teasing that builds a world, the effort that costs them something. One of those on its own is nothing. But when they stack, when they all keep pointing the same direction, that's not a coincidence anymore. That's a person whose body has already made a decision their mouth is still catching up to. Because that's the truth underneath all of this. Attraction is not subtle once you know where to look. It's leaking out of people every time they're near you. You just have to stop staring at the words and start watching the person. Subscribe, because the moment you learn to read this, you'll never sit there guessing again. And there's a lot more coming that's going to change how you see every interaction you walk into.